So I thought I would share a little bit about my story. My parents have always said that when I was little, I was very verbal, very smart. That's the way they describe it anyway. They said I was speaking in full sentences before I even turned two. Uh, and but the problem was that I was 2 years old and I still wasn't walking. So they took me to the doctor to evaluate what was going on. And that's when the doctor performed a couple tests and he said that I had cerebral palsy and that I would never be able to walk and that I would likely need special care for the rest of my life. And so my mom asked the doctor if there was anything that we could do to change that, if there was any cure, if anything could be done. And she always says that the doctor's exact words were, the only way that this girl will be able to walk is if we chop off her head and give her a new one with a new brain, which is kind of harsh, but because cerebral palsy is a neurological condition, I guess that was the doctor's way of saying that the only way that I could walk or that anything would improve would be if I had another brain, which obviously wasn't possible. And I was actually born in Mexico, and that's when my parents decided to immigrate to the US to seek treatment and hopefully find some better options. And it was here where, at the age of about 3 years old, with the help of some orthopedics and a leg brace and a lot of physical therapy, I was finally able to take my first steps. And now I can walk pretty much independently. I occasionally wear my AFO or my leg brace, though I haven't worn it in a while. But I can walk on my own, but I walk with a limp. And that's pretty much what cerebral palsy is that even though it's a neurological condition, it manifests itself in the issues that it causes are largely motor issues, fine motor or gross motor. With me, it's mostly gross motor. I have trouble with balance, coordination. There are some fine motor. There are some fine motor tasks that are difficult for me, like cutting with scissors can be difficult. Cutting in a straight line, writing, my handwriting's pretty sloppy, so I'm glad that we live in a day and age where most writing can be done through a computer. And that is my story. And like I mentioned in my previous video, I don't think that I was always so self-conscious or so shy. I think that it was really when I started socializing with other kids and the way that I was bullied throughout my life that really took a toll on my self-esteem. This is hard because none of this is scripted. I'm just kind of saying things as they pop up into my mind, and I'm not very good at public speaking. So in general, I'm not really good at when it comes to speaking about myself. So I tend to get really awkward. Anyway, I will continue this in another video later on.